So you'll see here I'm logged in as Mark. I'm logged into the console and I'm ready to go. And I can come in and I can create a VMware cloud. So I'm going to obviously create a VMware cloud. The first thing I need to do is pick an Amazon region to deploy into. For this demo, I'm going to go ahead and deploy in Ireland, because I happen to kind of like Ireland, even though I'm Norwegian. And the next thing we've got to do is tell the system how many hosts that I want to deploy. We'll have some suggested sizes from small, medium to large. So for the demo, we'll pick a 4-host cluster, and again, move on. The next point is to figure out how we're going to pay for it. Again, this is a commercial relationship between you and VMware, but we're pretty consistent with the Amazon billing models, right? We can do on-demand on an hourly basis. We can offer some additional discounting if you do reserved clusters for in either 1 or 3 years. And we offer payment options either with a credit card or with your existing VMware account and whatever subscription credits that you have inside there. I'll go ahead and pick the VMware account. And next, we start getting that integration going between the VMware side of the house and the Amazon side of the house. Give it a credential. We simply want this to go through. So I'll go ahead and accept this. Create the account link, and move on. My final step here is to accept the terms and agreements, give my new cloud data center a name, and go ahead and create. We'll grab the bare metal hosts out of Amazon inventory. We'll attach those into the VPC and install all of our code. So all of that will happen magically fastly, if you can imagine that. So as this goes and deploys out, we can take a look at some handy, interesting stuff. Again, these are all self-contained, fully running VMware environments in these regions. And as such, you'll have the ability to link them together and manage them either as isolated instances, or if you choose, aggregate them together with the technology we call enhanced linked mode. We'll start with Oregon. So we'll take a look at a dive. Now in here, you can see that we've got a very simple operational dashboard. This isn't meant to be used for day-to-day operations. It really is just a quick peek into the environment. Because again, remember, your point of integration for this solution is really at the vCenter level. I want to show a bit of what we've done in networking, because this is pretty important. On the left, we have the internet. On the right, we have the on-prem environment. In the middle, we have the management components that we've deployed behind a management gateway. The VMs that you'll deploy into this environment behind another NSX edge that we call the compute gateway. And you'll see that even though this is NSX under the covers, we've done a pretty good job in trying to simplify this. Right? So let's say you want to do a VPN connection from this management gateway back to your on-prem environment. Not a problem. Let's say you want to do protect connections inbound into your vCenter server. You can, again, simply add a firewall rule. You've also got the option to drop straight down into NSX advanced mode. And again, this stuff will look pretty familiar to anybody that's operated any kind of networking device. It's just standard stuff: firewall rules, NAT rules, VPN rules. Now what I'm going to do is drop down into Ireland, and I'll open up my vCenter server here in my Ireland data. And so the people that are in your organization that are used to operating in the web client or in vCenter server, this is what they know and love. And what you'll see here is that it's very consistent with what we've already done, right? The view that I showed earlier, where we had our 3 data centers, Ireland, Oregon, and Virginia, we've already stitched these together into this single pane of glass. And the other thing that you can see here is that we've got our on-prem data center as well, located in Denver. So let's go ahead and take a look at something in Denver. We'll pull Denver down. We've got a very nicely organized environment here with wonderful folders. And let's go pick this virtual machine that's named ETL service. If we want to do something fancy like move it, it's just vMotion. This is the standard vMotion wizard that's been in the system since 5.1 or maybe even 5.0. And so this is something that the VMware operators just know how to do. We're going to move both the compute and the storage. We're going to tell it where we want to put it. So in this case, we're going to go drop it into Oregon. Remember, we're building 4-host clusters, so we'll pick that 4-host cluster. It'll run the compatibility checks that are standard in VMware. We bring across the storage policy. So if you've enabled your system with storage policy for like high IOPS or low IOPS, we can bring those policies over. Again, nothing changes here. Same thing with networking. Networking, we've got the VNIC attached to a particular vSwitch on-prem. We can map that same network connection over. So here we went from universal logical switch on-prem, and we're going to attach to universal logical switch up in our vCloud, in our VMware cloud. Schedule this thing, review, and just let it run. This vMotion will take some time, depending on the amount of bandwidth you have available and other things that you're doing with that connection. But you'll notice here that I didn't do anything to the VM. I just moved it. Again, this portal is available both on large devices as well as in a mobile form factor. And so you'll be able to do things like, maybe you wouldn't try this at home, but create firewall rules on your phone.